I was infused into the 196th Light Infantry Brigade, Americal, and they infused me into the 198th, which meant I had to move farther up into the what they call the I-Corps area, the northern part of Vietnam. One day, we got a call down from our compound, and we went up the helipad where the Hueys were. And we loaded up in the Hueys. We didn't know where we were going. Like Jerry talked earlier, we were just ground pounders. We're gravel grinders, you know. So they never told us anything. But you do as you're told. You get onto the Huey. We went into an area, and I suddenly realized, hey, this got to be a big operation because they even had Chinooks bringing people in. We got to a line where there was a lot of overgrowth and jungle, but there was a valley, not a big valley, it's a small valley, and then more overgrowth past the valley. And we got on line all along this growth. Very quiet, nothing happened. And I thought, gosh, something's going on. Well, the rumor was there was a large North Vietnamese Army unit had come into the area, but nothing happened. Well, it started getting dark, and of course, my fire team was chosen to go out on night patrol. Well, I took off my rucksack, set it down, traded it for a radio telephone. Started out, still nothing happened. There was a small ravine, ran west to east, down through that valley. And we decided we needed to cross it, still nothing happening. I don't know how many clicks we walked past it. All at once there was a barrage coming from the other side. Tracers, you'd hear it cracking over your head. And of course we all got down real quick, but then we realized they were firing above our heads. They were firing into the other where we had just left, across from the valley. And our only recourse, we thought, listen, evidently they didn't know that we were even in there. So we decided we'd get back to that ravine, got into the ravine. Well, I laid face down. I took that telephone and put it up next to my ear so I could communicate. Then all at once, because it was dark, there was flares, and I think it was from an artillery base fired them. And flares were coming down. And I got this crack on the radio. Someone said, you guys out there don't move because the helicopters are coming in, do not know who you are. We have no communication with them. The helicopters started coming in, or gunships, and Huey gunships. Thank God for them. They went around and started firing, and then they circled back around. And I think they used that little ravine as a viewpoint with the flares showing to come back through and then reposition to fire back into the emplacements where the NVA were. And everything was going fine. We were scared, of course, and nobody moved. Everybody just laid real quiet. In that ravine, there was brush that had grown up, so that kind of concealed us. And the helicopters went right over us, but evidently never saw us either. All at once, my body started just being like fire on fire. And I wasn't the only one. There were 6 of us. We had jumped into an ant den and was laying there. Not a little ant den. They were all over. They were in my hair, on my back. Had come up because I unblasted my boots, cut my legs. And of course you wanted to move. It was hurting so bad. But we laid there till it was all over with. And again, I say, thank God for those helicopters, because they evidently kept them from advancing toward us. We decided when things quieted down, and they said, get back in here. So we crawled out of the ravine and went in, still had ants all over us. And I remember the medic come up to us after we got in. All the guys were wonderful. We survived it. Luckily, no one in my unit there was really hurt. A few got little scratches and things from the fight. A few of them got wounded, but nobody lost their lives. We couldn't believe that. That's a miracle. The medic come over, and I remember him come over to me, and I sit down. They pulled my shirt off. I had ants all over me. And I don't know what they call this stuff. Jerry might know. It was pink, I remember, because the next day I looked at myself, and they put that all over me. They took this insect repellent, which it was very high-powered, poured it on my head, and then I rubbed my hands through my hair. I had ants all over that were in my hair. Had welts and bites all over me. The next day, we had to stay there the rest of the night till the helicopters came back in and picked us up. And they took all 6 of us to an infirmary at one of the compounds to check us out because we were so bitten up. And we all survived it, but we were pink for a couple of days. But that was an incident, and we were all thankful to God and everybody else that we even survived that. But if it hadn't been for the Huey gunships coming in, I don't know how it would have turned out. They were so good. The guys on those helicopter crews all cared about it, even though we didn't know each other, cared about each other. So if I meet someone like Bob Ford or any other helicopter pilot, usually we end up with a hug. I was a ground pounder, this guy was the pilot. Doesn't matter. We were there together.